What's going on, guys? I'm slowly dying inside. I'm so sorry that this is going to be a low energy review.
No, it's not.
I'm very excited for this show. We both are. However, we've ran into a lot of recording issues, amongst other things. It's almost 4 a.m., but hey, it's okay. We're going to get through this. All right, let's talk about this episode. So, let's see. Overall, for it, I think I'll say a lot of it was just stuff that I either already saw in the trailer or just stuff that I kind of already expected to happen. I kind of expected the story to play out this way. The one thing that really stuck out in my mind that I was really solid on and excited for was the backstory. Whenever we see, I like the way they did it. Young Chucky or young Charles Lee Ray. Running, and you see him in the same way that you would usually see the doll run, with the breathing and the point of view. And then at the end of the episode, you find out that it was young Chucky, Charles Lee Ray, and then you're going to find out more about his backstory, which makes me a little bit nervous because, once you see more behind the curtain, it kind of messes with what's in front of the curtain. It can, depending on how they do it. So we'll just have to see, because they've done one particular thing with Chucky in the past where they had him act kind of mentally insane in one of the movies when I don't feel like he's like that.
No.
And then in this particular episode, the plot line that they're going, it seems like they're making Chucky like defend this kid just because he wants to, and I feel like he needs more of a reason to keep this kid alive. Like in the past, he kept Andy alive. So he could have a body to possess, or there's just always been more of a reason. So I feel like it's a little bit out of character for him just to do it, or I guess maybe he's changed some over the years. I don't know, but yeah, no, it's still gonna be super fun to see him team up with this kid.
Yeah.
So anyway, it seems like the kid might be a little bit. Like, again, we got this pretty much from the trailer, but the kid's like putting the dolls together, or a doll together with different pieces of a doll, and it seems like maybe he's either actually going to turn out to be a killer himself, more than likely, because they have him taking like medications at a certain point in the episode, so maybe once he gets off the meds he gets really even crazier, or maybe he just likes doing weird shit, because they said his mom was an artist, so maybe he's just following in his mom's footsteps, but I don't think so. I think Chucky's gonna groom this kid to be a killer.
He falls right into the category abusive dad, mom's dead. He's already got something going on because he's taking some kind of medication. Don't know what it is. We just assume that it's something mentally, considering his, mom and all of that, and
Yeah.
the fact that he's making a fucking doll of himself. I don't know.
Yeah, I already called it, by the way. I'm reading off of notes over here. We're gonna have the dad die in this episode. I'm pretty sure we saw it in the trailer, but that's the thing about this episode, or the show. It's gonna get a little bit annoying to watch all these asshole characters, and that can kind of get old in shows to watch people who act so. Of course, there's assholes in real life, but there's a point where it's like, okay, come on, we're laying it on a little thick. But at the same time, I guess it works because we're presuming that we're gonna see Chucky slaughter all these people anyway, so. It's fine, and I like.
Well, I think they're trying to give you, normally in the movies, the antagonist is the main character. The person you're rooting for is Andy, or what the fuck is that other bitch's name? The girl in the wheelchair.
I don't remember.
It's a person, but now it seems like the person that you're rooting for is Chucky. Like, he's the antagonist now. Yeah. I think it's different and it's interesting.
Yeah.
And I think that they're doing it pretty good for now. I hope that they don't throw us a curveball or anything, but
yeah,
it's different to see from this perspective. Like, instead of running away from Chucky, you're teaming up with Chucky.
Yeah, it's something different at least. So I know they're gonna have to do a few little things that may not feel right to get there, but it's all worth it because it's nice to see. So something that I think we were all wondering in the trailers, like, why the fuck is this grown kid carrying around this doll, you know?
Yeah.
Because it always made sense for Andy because he was young. But this guy, you know, he's like in middle school. I think he's like 14, they said.
He's in 8th grade and he's 14.
Yeah. The reason that they have him, though, carrying around the doll is it's worth $1,500. He comes to find out, so he wants to protect it, make sure his dad doesn't mess it up like they did the last doll, like he did the last doll. And let's see, that you know, it was fun, you know, because I know that they needed him to carry around the doll and they had to come up with something. But at the same time, I was just like, he could have just hid it in his house or in a book bag or something. But okay. And even at the school, instead of keeping it in his locker, they say it doesn't fit in the locker. That's why he's carrying it, you know, okay. But we got to do these things to get the plot going on. So it's fine. At least they, you know, gave it a passable enough reason. Let's see. So there was some cringy lines from Jake, the main character, in there, I think, throughout. But he is young, so it's what it is. But he said, like, what did he say at the yard sale? Like, you know, oh, the only difference between vintage and retro is $10. Or he said, you know, Chuck E. Cheese, I think I had in there. And something else. Just some of the lines were like, ew, you know, okay.
I guess it wouldn't be fair to Chucky if both of the main characters had like this, like really good comedic value to the show, you know.
Right.
Maybe he'll make fun of him later on, like, don't even try to be funny because you're not fucking funny. Like,
yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I'm just kind of lukewarm on the kid right now. And then the teacher. So the scene. I was thinking that they were going to do a callback to Child's Play 2 with the kill with the ruler. Maybe they will at a certain point. But I think that's a pretty famous kill with Child's Play 2. And I wanted him maybe to at least have a ruler in his hand when he's thinking about killing the blonde girl. Maybe he will. This teacher's probably going to become a pretty likable character, I think.
Or something, like, because
she had
rulers are not really in schools anymore. Like, I mean, they are, but, like, I feel like back then they, like, would sit on the chalkboard and stuff, but they're not, like, quite as used. But maybe something along the lines of, I don't know, like a bunch of dry erase markers stuck together.
Maybe something
modern, but still like a callback, like you were saying. It was a perfect opportunity. Basically, it was opportunity missed.
Right, but maybe we'll get to it again later on. We'll see. Although that would have been something cool to put in the
maybe
premiere.
If like a teacher dies.
Yeah, then he'll kill him with the ruler.
Episode.
Yeah, he has to. He has to.
Plus, that girl didn't get hurt or anything. It was just standing there, so
yeah, kind of
still a possibility.
So then Jake is gay, it would seem. They hint at it throughout the episode, you know. And it's one of those things where, you know, I have to say it, I'm not homophobic, of course, I'm not. But it is just very over, it is just too overdone and stuff these days, I think, where it feels a little bit just there to be there. And I think it's a little bit, I don't think that Charles Lee Ray would be homophobic, but there's a line from him in here where he's like, you know, if he, what did he say? I have it in my notes. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It just didn't sound like something he would say. I don't know. But
it wouldn't even be
it's
something that he would comment on. We feel like.
Yeah, that's what I mean to say. And then we get a call from Andy, which is interesting because, again, I don't know if I said it, but
I don't mean to interrupt you, but I want to say one more thing about the gay thing. Maybe it's just like a modern reason for this kid to get bullied because people think that he's gay.
Although I feel like most gay kids, maybe I'm not the person to speak on this, but I feel like they're pretty popular.
Maybe in high school, but maybe in like middle school and elementary school, not so much. But I do think that they played it well, like keeping us on edge about if he's gay or not. Because I will say we were questioning, like, is he actually gay or do people just think that he's gay?
Right.
And then when we saw him, like, make googly eyes at the black guy who does the podcast, I was like, oh, yeah, he's definitely gay.
Yeah.
But we didn't know at that point that he did the podcast. So then when we find out that he's the one who does the podcast, then I told Torian, I was like, well, maybe he wasn't looking at him in a romantic way. He was looking at him in like in a fan way because he listens to his podcast or whatever.
I feel like Chucky would say say something about a fag though, and I don't think they're gonna have Chucky say that. But I feel like in a past
Like,
movie
he
he's
would-
either said, he had to have said it, or he would say it. I can hear him saying it.
Like, he would say it in a funny way, but not because he specifically like
Right.
is like homophobic or like prejudiced.
Then we get him finding out that the doll is not having it doesn't have batteries in the back, and he goes outside to throw it in his trash can, which I thought was stupid. Like, I would throw it in the neighbor's trash, or just not in my trash can, just right outside. But okay, you know, it's fine. It's what it is.
Also, why do all movies and stuff have those trash cans? Like, I don't see those trash cans anywhere, like, at all. We always have the plastic green ones with the lids on it. Like, this is just like, what is it, Oscar the Grouch from Sesame Street trash can? Like, what the hell?
The bins. And then, so Chucky is in the theater. We like the scene pretty much when he's the ventriloquist. It is something that I wanted to see, you know. That was cool for Chucky to do. You know, of course, if you had a doll like this, then yeah, let's do a ventriloquist scene. And yeah, I just had a little bit of problem with how he ended up in the theater. Like, you got to be careful with that. Like, I mean, I get it. You know, it's just, you shouldn't take it so seriously. But if, you know, you kind of cut it a break every single time, then some just weird shit's gonna start to happen, where he's just popping up everywhere, and you can't have that either because it takes you out of the experience. You know.
Maybe they could have had him like where he had climbed into the guy's backpack and like making himself fit somehow.
Yeah.
Like, you see like a trail of like textbooks behind him where he dumped all the books out or something. But yeah, it was
something
just
else.
not realistic.
Yeah.
But
and it's the line in there, you're all a bunch of assholes. I like that. Brad Dourif really gave it his all. He was really laughing, giving some good laughs.
He's
and
awesome.
Good lines, yeah. Poor guy's so old now, man.
You didn't talk about the fucking frog.
Oh, the live frog in the classroom.
People don't dissect live animals. Like,
yeah. I guess it was alive. She saw the heart beating or something. It was moving.
yeah, that was strange. You're not supposed to. I don't know why they did that. Maybe it's supposed to be like first kill, or maybe it's supposed to give you insight on how this dude feels about killing people. You know, he's obviously very opposed to it right now. Couldn't even do the frog, so that maybe he will continue to be opposed to it, or that he'll open up more to it being, you know, around Chucky. Maybe that's what that was for, but that's not how dissections go at all. Like, they've been dead for, you know, they can be dead for years. They're like sitting in formaldehyde and they just get shipped out from like all over. So that's not how that works.
Yeah. And then, so then we get around to the kill when I was so surprised that Chucky killed the dad. I couldn't have seen it coming. But it was very silly. I think the vomiting, it just looked ridiculous.
I think funny.
I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to give a unique kill, but it just looked dumb. And let's see, something else too. Whenever they were bringing the dad up in the body bag, they just had his face unzipped for the kid to see, which is just.
And the uncle, like he was just looking at them, like the face was completely turned perfectly, like a 70-degree angle up at them.
Yeah, she was laughing at that.
I was like, what the fuck? And then they zip up the face, like what?
Yeah, they were doing that for the audience to see, but it was ridiculous.
It's just really ridiculous, honestly.
It was funny, and then they had the scene where Chucky's shaking the doll.
Jake.
Jake's shaking the doll. And it reminded me of the scene in Child's Play 1. I don't know if this was on purpose, but whenever the scene scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. It was usually whenever I turned off the movie till I got older and I finished it through. But he shook the doll and he was like, talk to me, damn it. And I'm pretty sure he was about to say, I'll throw you in a fire like the mom did. So I thought that was nice, if that's what they were going for the first scene.
You saw his little hand slap him across the face.
Yeah. And then I think I might have said it, but the cat was killed in this episode, and I love that because I hate cats. So that was nice. So yeah, that was the episode recap.
Really?
What?
He just doesn't even let me talk anymore. I'm just here for looks.
You've been jumping in. Jump in. You got something else to say?
Yeah, but you're about to cut me off. Say we're done.
Go ahead.
You say the same shit I've been saying in the last 3 takes.
Go ahead.
I don't remember.
We'll take time.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I think that the ventriloquist scene was like A1, perfect, loved it. I wish that they hadn't have shown it in the previews. I feel like if they would have left that for us to like be surprised and see it, it would have been a lot better. Because even when I saw it in the trailer, I was like, that is awesome. Like, why haven't we ever seen this before? But I guess it's because they're never really like friends, you know. He's always trying to kill whoever he's around or whatever. But I think it was so good. I just wish that they wouldn't have spoiled it, essentially, because it's awesome to see that. Mm-hmm. And I hope that they do it again, honestly. We're both a little confused that not a single person made a comment about the doll, like about Charles Lee Ray.
Yeah, because it was his hometown, so you'd think somebody would like know about him and have him like be infamous there, be like, oh, that's the doll? It's kind of fucking weird that you have that here. So
I guess you can't get everything in the first episode, but yeah. I think we did thoroughly enjoy it because it was a 45-minute episode, and for me it felt like 10 minutes. Like it was just done and over with before I could even process what happened.
Yep. I think most looking forward to the cult story diverging with this, and then or colliding with this, and then seeing Chucky's, Charles Lee Ray's backstory, for sure.
Just hope they don't fuck it up. But
just hope they don't fuck it up.
I have high hopes. I think that this episode was good, and I think that it's gonna get better, and I think that there's gonna be some episodes that we don't really care for necessarily because we are big Chucky fans. So I think we're gonna be a little bit more nitpicky than like a casual viewer, but I think overall I'm gonna enjoy this series.
I'm just grateful that we still got it, you know, Child's Play going on for this long and becoming what it's became, you know, with some of the comedy and different things in there, and you know, lasting as long as it has with the same voice actors and everything. I think it was a good old actors, you know, coming back. Yeah, it was definitely a good way to end it. Should have had the doll in here. Yeah, we should have. It's in the closet where it belongs. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. See you for the next review, episode 2.